Okay, we're on the module entitled Differentiate. In this module, you're going to do just what it says. You're going to differentiate yourself from your competition. You've got to separate yourself. You can't be seen as the same. Being the same as everybody else guarantees you're going to lose. So we're not doing that. We want to differentiate ourselves so that we're not in the mix with everybody else. We are head and shoulders above. Now, in real estate, just like in business, the competition is fierce and aggressive. It seems that every deal is a dogfight. Your prospects don't see any real difference between you and the other agents, except maybe in the commission or how fancy your brochures are. You need to really stop selling your services and start tailoring differentiated solutions that are focused on the problems and the challenges of your prospects. Your prospects are going to be asking, is this agent like me? Do they understand and empathize with me? So, when you go to produce content, don't be salesy. Don't be like the other agents. You don't need to produce something daily. Produce something weekly. It doesn't have to be all the time. You just have to be out there. You need to have content that is valuable enough that a prospect would be willing to give their contact information to you in order to get whatever valuable content it is that you've produced. Now, only about 60% of your content should be about buying or selling real estate. Your content should always be focused on your niche's needs, their problems, their concerns, and solutions. Then you're going to begin getting calls from prospects saying, I see you everywhere. I'm just reaching out to you because I'm looking to buy or sell a home. We've been thinking about buying or selling, and you seem like the person that we needed to call. So that just goes to show one way to establish your authority is to produce quality content. It all begins with great quality content. So at the heart of everything you do is the content that you have created. Good content is more important than ever before because it allows you to demonstrate your authority and to be seen as an authority in your field, and you stand out from the competition because of what you've put out there online. You have to be able to answer the question that the prospects are all going to ask, and that is, why should I choose you over any other agent? Well, remember, the competition is fierce and aggressive. Buyers and sellers perceive no real difference between agents. So you've got to have that question answered and be able to give them a very succinct answer. And that is the answer that you have worked up in the module called Message. Your message is going to make them want to call you. So, okay, let's move on to calls. Okay, so you're going to make hundreds of prospecting calls. You're going to knock on doors. You're going to leave tons of emails only to be told you're all the same. What is your commission rate and will you cut it? Or you're going to talk to voicemail. To combat this, you need to become an expert who solves prospects' problems. You need a solution for their pain and frustration so you can show them value. This way, you'll be differentiating yourself from the competition and you will have an answer for that question they're going to ask. You're going to position yourself as a problem solver. When agents say that they're the best, they're actually repelling prospects. They should be saying, I'm not going to tell you that my product, my service, or whatever it is the best, because I'm sure all the other agents have already told you that. Today, I will share with you some differences in what I offer to my clients and what they have found beneficial. And you can decide for yourself if that's meaningful to you. Position meaningful differentiation so prospects perceive your solution as the best without you having to say a word. Now, you all know 74% of the prospects choose the first agent that adds value and insight. So you're going to need to be prepared. In sales, rejection is a way of life, and many days end in frustration. So agents think the more calls they make, the sooner they'll be successful. You know, you make 100 calls, well, you're so much closer to the one that's going to say yes. Well, I disagree with the quantity of calls alone, because you might never get anywhere. If your presentation is horrible, you might never get to the one that says yes. Besides, most of your calls are going to go to voicemail, and many of you are going to be too scared to leave a message. So, now, let's get a little bit creative in the way we engage buyers so that you can stand out from your competition. Do your research. Find out their pains, frustrations, what's keeping them up at night, and address those issues. You must separate yourself from the competition. Have you ever heard me say that before? You're going to hear it a lot more, because it's true. You must know what the other agents are doing, and you must know what you do best. You also have to make sure that prospects see yourself as the go-to person. They want to see you as the go-to person so that they can get their problem solved. And the best way to do that is to answer another question. What makes you different? What makes you unique? What makes you stand out from the competition? Well, how you sell will differentiate you, but it's not just how you sell, or it's the way you sell. I mean, how you sell, you can be great, you can be standing out from everybody else and what you're saying, but the method, the way, the words, your body language, everything plays into it. So what you need to do is just have that solution. Give them some hope that their problems and concerns can all be addressed by you, can be eliminated, and they can move on. So, the focus of everything you do, no matter what it is, should always be to find out what is going to motivate the person that you're talking to, marketing to explore what it is you have to offer. Without that, you're not going to have anybody to talk to. So, a foundation element of your sales differentiation strategy is the recognition that you know more about the world of potential solutions than your buyers or sellers do. So why should they choose you over any other realtor? Well, it goes back to your irresistible message. That's why they should. So, now then, I know you've all got that message. You've all got it down pat. You can recite it frontwards and backwards. Well, it is a message that is going to be needed to be revised all the time, because as your market, your niche changes, morphs a little bit, your message has to also. You've got to stay current with their pains and their frustrations. It can't be something you do one time and you're done. So, the sales differentiation converts the prospect's intrigue into action. To win the deal, that you want. Sales differentiation requires you to position why it matters to the buyer. You want to show them that you can give them what they want. What you are offering is a solution to the problem they have. So, and you've got to be able to do some of this stuff on the fly, because not all differentiators will matter to everyone. And you need to ask yourself, okay, this person that I am talking to, when they're laying in bed at night and they're thinking about their decision as to what's keeping them up, you need to figure that out. You need to have an answer to it. How can what I am offering, how can my services address the fears and frustrations that they have? Well, that's why you niche, because you're going to have solutions that are out there for a specific set of problems, and those problems are going to be unique to your niche. So you're going to pick a niche, and you know that that niche has these problems, so that your solutions that you're marketing, you're advertising, that you have a solution to, they're going to not fall on deaf ears. They're not going to fall on the wrong target. Those solutions are going to be out there, and the people that are searching online are going to search for the solution that you have. So consider the challenges and frustrations of your buyers and sellers and figure out how you can address them. You have to intrigue the prospect so that they want to take a look at what you have to offer. But remember, that alone is not going to cause them to want to do business with you. You still have to have a meaningful dialogue. And if you're not very good at closing the deal, well then they're going to see that right off the bat, and price is going to become the deciding factor when buyers can't really understand your differentiation message. So your competition, now they're going to have these massive, colorful marketing pieces, lots of fluff. And you need to position yourself as an expert. Don't send the same type of fluff they have. I mean, that groups you in the same lump as they are. Just tell your prospects they can go to your website and see all the marketing information they want. The statement of what you intend to put in their hands is that you are different. You are addressing their concern and their problems. So, when I see marketing, I see agents going out and are going into another room and blindly making cold calls, hoping to find suspects that they can turn into prospects. Well, this process is painful, not only for the agent, but it's also miserable for the person on the other end of the phone. You need a way to engage them so that they're going to want to learn more about what you have to offer. Unfortunately, most agents handle prospecting calls in much the same way as kids play pin the tail on the donkey. They blindly wander around hoping to hit a target. Well, that rarely works. So why should somebody want to talk to you and talk to you right now while you're interrupting them from doing something? Now, who knows? You better have a good message. Okay, another way to look at it is a sales crime theory method. This way will definitely differentiate you, because you're going to be answering this question. Why should buyers want to talk to you right now? Well, again, that comes from your message. But people who aren't in the sales profession think talking is the key to sales success. Others think listening is. But the real answer is going back to this sales crime theory. The real answer is the art of asking questions that will really differentiate you because you're going to be asking leading questions. There are challenge questions that expose different aspects of buyers and sellers that, you can perceive that some are better than others. But remember, you've got to break through the thought that the agent that they last dealt with was the norm, was the standard. In many cases that's great, other times it's horrible. So start thinking about some questions that you can ask. Something like an attorney in a courtroom. They ask questions that are crafted to paint the picture for buyers and sellers, the jury, the attorney, that the attorney wants them to see. That's what positioning questions do for us. They lead us down a path so that we see what we want them to see. So it's not what agents say to buyers and sellers, but rather what they ask the buyers and sellers that differentiates them from the competition. Buyers and sellers all know what they want, or so they think they do. But who knows more about the world of possible solutions, you or your prospect? Yeah, well, obviously you do. Agents, you have an opportunity to shape the decision criteria by the questions that you ask. So don't miss this opportunity. Buyers and sellers don't know what questions to ask when interviewing agents. They need guidance. So volunteer the questions to lead them down the path to eliminate everybody else and hire you. That's what you want. That's what you need. So start formulating some questions. Okay, there's business that just happens to you, and there's just enough of that business to keep you in business for a short period of time. And then there's business that you make happen. To be a superstar, you need to make business happen. Always think ahead. What are the common concerns in the minds of my buyers and sellers and prospects? Differentiate yourself by addressing the concerns before they arise. Differentiation is a moment in time. It's not a permanent state. It needs to be reviewed continually. The game changes and you must change with it if you plan on continuing to win deals and get several deals a week. You need to end your meetings with people with something like this. What did we talk about today that was different from what you expected we would talk about? Leave without a standard question or a standard statement. Let them finish the meeting. Let them tell you what was different. And if there wasn't enough that was different, then I don't think I would end the meeting. I would go back and reiterate. So, the irrefutable differentiator is you. Go make it happen. Go be the differentiator. Go get the business. Let's make it happen.